How many of y'all listened to this clip and thought, wow, that could be me? I can make it big as a musician. I can rock and roll, dig out the soul, become this millionaire on these fancy cars and this big old house, you know, have any girl I want or any man I want, do all this. However, there's one little problem. This is called capitalism. You know, where you actually get to make and keep the money that you make. If you listen to the news of today and get roped into believing that the government should take care of everybody, that only the rich should pay taxes, and those of limited means should be taken care of, well, guess what? That's called socialism. And what they don't tell you, for those who believe in turning our country into a socialist country, is that if they succeed at doing that, your dreams go right out the bloomin' window. Because if you make it big, you're one of the ones who will lose all your money to take care of all those who just want to sit on their ass and do nothing. That's what socialism is all about. Is the so-called rich get to take care of all those who are too damn lazy to get off their butts and earn their own way in life. So if you make it big, like everyone dreams about doing, having that beautiful house and that fancy car and living comfortably, then you get to turn around and give it all the way to take care of those who just want to sit around and get drunk or stoned and do nothing. I'm not saying nothing against, enjoying yourself. However, in this country, it was built on hard work or smart work and making your own way. So, for those of you who have been supporting those who want big government and the socialist regime, you might want to rethink it. Because if they get their way, your American dream goes right out the bloomin' window. Some people look at me and say, well, he's just an old fart. He's got, he's set in his ways. Yeah. Guess what? I busted my ass for 30 years. I built my own company. I may not be rich, but I sure as hell ain't putting my money out to take care of a whole bunch of bums that aren't willing to work towards what they want in life. They want all these handouts. I think you better look back at your history, the real history of this country. Find out how it was made, how it was formed, what it was fought for. They say patriotism is dead. Well, guess what? Patriotism is what helps keep your dreams alive. We fought communists. We constantly fight communism. We fight socialism. This is a country founded on capitalism. And capitalism is what makes your dreams possible. And if you don't have any dreams, well, you know what? I feel sorry for you. You really need to look at what kind of life you want as an adult. And how you would like your life to be when you retire. because unless you plan for it and work for it, you aren't going to have a whole lot left when you get to retirement age. And some of you are thinking, yeah, well, that's like 30, 40, 50 years up the road. Well, guess what? That's what we're working towards now. You have to think of the future to figure out how you deal with people today. Because if socialism takes over this country, we won't have a country. That's what the Nazis were trying to do. They were eliminating people. The same thing as people in power are trying to do now. Look at this late term abortion bull. They are looking at eliminating people because they are different. Babies because they are different. Isn't that what the Nazis did? Isn't that what ISIS does? How much longer do you think it will be after they put in their agenda of killing babies after they're born, before they start killing kids because they act in the wrong way, or killing your parents because they have a different faith of what's in power? It's a really bad, slippery slope that is going on in this country. And if we don't stand up for our country now, we won't have a country, a future, or anything else to look forward to. And you can take all your mighty dreams and all your hopes and everything else and toss them right out the window, because you won't have any rights. You won't have any way to obtain those dreams. Let me ask you something. Suppose you created this wonderful business or this wonderful life you've always dreamed of. You got it up and running. Somebody comes along. I'm just going to use the example of a recording studio. Let's say someone like me comes along and says, okay, I want to rent your studio for a 24-hour period. 24 hours nonstop. However, if I do this, you cannot interfere with me whatsoever with what I do in your studio. And then I tell you, I want to make it so that everyone that shows up can play whatever instrument they play along with whatever tracks you have on record or on file. And I want to do this for the entire 24-hour period. And I come in and I crank up the sound system as high as it'll go, and we start jamming away. And then you find out that I've got this sound system turned up so high that it could actually blow out all the amplifiers and just totally destroy your system. Would you not be upset about that? Would you then try to cancel the contract that we made? Well, if you look at what the government, and I'm going to say Democrats at this point because that's all I keep hearing about, are basically trying to do the same thing to you. They want to come in, take whatever business that people have created, and basically tear it apart through the monetary system and through completely illegal laws, or breaking the law, I should say, and dismantle everything. You know, God told us what we do to the least of these children, we'd be better off to put a millstone around our neck and throw it into the lake. But yet, here we are allowing the government to kill kids. Here we are allowing our government, at least a portion of them, to allow lawbreakers to come into our country and destroy our system. That's what illegals do. They're called illegals for a reason, because they are breaking the law, coming into our country in the improper manner. The immorality of all this is the fact that somebody wants to justify it by calling it immoral to put up a wall along our border. No, it's immoral to allow lawbreakers into this country. It is immoral to allow people to come in and kill, rape, and destroy families. It is immoral to justify allowing these people to do this. That's the immorality. These people are using every trick in the book to break our laws. Now let me ask you, what would happen if you or I went out and killed somebody? What would happen to us? We would be tried and thrown into prison. However, we've got certain states and certain politicians that say, okay, well, they committed a crime, but We don't want to put out the money to put them in prison or deport them, so we're going to set them free. Does anybody see the correlation between what's going on and that frickin' movie that was out about killing people for 24 hours? Lawfully? Guess what? I don't want to live that life. How in the world can anybody justify allowing killers to be in our society and setting them free? If they are this is so frustrating. How can I get it through to people? If they break the frickin' law, get rid of them. If we can keep them from coming into this country, build the frickin' wall. Think about it, people. Wake the hell up. If this continues, so many people are going to die. It's not an if, it is a when. We have got to wake the flip up. It is not immoral to keep out illegal people. It is immoral not to protect our families, protect the women in this country, protect the children in this country. Everybody looks at the horrors overseas. Guess what? It's happening here. And if we don't do something about it here, there won't be a here anymore.